Hello, beautiful YouTube world. It has been a really weird and wonderful day today. The energy has felt quite messy, quite discombobulating. I woke up this morning at 4 a.m. and could not get back to sleep. It was just one of those crazy, tumultuous type days. And it's really interesting, I find, when we're tapping into the energy of the day, how often we want to kind of think our way out of it rather than feel our way out of it. We want to believe that there's a solution that we can think through that will give us the answers that we need. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. We are often working to, we need to feel our way through it to heal it. We have to. There's no other way. But what we do is we get stuck in our head and forget to center ourselves and ground ourselves in our body. So one of the things today I did when I first woke up was actually acknowledge that I was feeling messy, that I was feeling tumultuous, that I was feeling discombobulated. And I sat with it. I did my morning pages. So for those people who know The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and I did a massive brain dump of about 3 pages worth of thoughts and feelings, and it's emotional vomit. That's what I call it when it's on a page, is emotional vomit. It's just letting everything out. I can let my inner child be heard. I can let my teenager who's angry be heard. And I can just get it all out of my head. And then when that head's clear, I'm more easily able to drop into my body. So I feel like I've been on a little bit of a pendulum ride today. I'm going from fabulous to not so fabulous and back again. And I'm not denying it. I'm allowing those emotional states to be present, to be there with me. The thing I am doing is acknowledging that they're there, questioning, why are you here? What are you here to show me? So I'm asking loving questions as though my inner toddler is having a tantrum, because somewhere down there she is. And the thing that I want to talk about today is actually acknowledging that, acknowledging the way we're feeling. It's not frightening to tap into our emotions, although when we first start doing it, it can feel really uncomfortable and quite scary. But once we start to realize that our emotions are just showing us the way, they are showing us what we want more of and what we want less of. And life isn't always sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts, and it's not always good. Those people who talk about love and light all the time are actually in denial about that shadow aspect. It isn't all love and light. It is sometimes shadows and shit. And what we have to do is acknowledge when we're in one or the other. When we get curious and question and explore why we're feeling that way, what's been leading up to us getting in a slump, what's been heading us down that path where we aren't as resilient, where our nervous system isn't expanding anymore and it feels like it needs to contract in and keep us safe and protected. What has led us to this? Because I know for me, a couple of weeks ago, I had my book launch. Then I went straight away to do my level 2 of archetypal life coaching in person, because when we had to do level 2 last year, it was obviously online because of restrictions. And then we got caught in floodwater in northern New South Wales. Now, nobody could have foreseen that. And whilst my nervous system handled it well, it started retracting. And so it wasn't feeling as expansive as it usually does. Now, take me back a year or two, I would not have coped with it as well as I did. But this time, I did cope well. I still had tears occasionally. I still had frustration. I still was completely out of control and isolated. But I handled it better. Now, the reason I say that is coming back to normal life, to my home, to where I live, My nervous system's just taking a little bit of time to recover. I only got back late Thursday afternoon or early Thursday evening. I've only had a few days of rest and recuperation after a really long sort of 4 months or so of being fully in creative flow and of, different stresses and tensions and all of that sort of stuff. Now, what I've found today is as those waves are coming up, I'm noticing them. I'm acknowledging them. "Oh, you're here. What are you here to tell me?" And then I'm riding the wave. It's like I'm on a surfboard, not that I'm a surfer, and I'm learning to go with it. Now, so far today, and fingers crossed, I haven't been dumped by any waves, but we have to admit that's all part of our divinely messy human life. Sometimes we are gonna have a wave come over our head, and we're gonna feel like we're crashed down, and that's okay too. It's finding the help when we're in those situations. It's reaching out to people. This morning when I was in my funk, I rang a girlfriend, and it was just a beautiful conversation. And then I actually had time this morning to go and see my daughter perform in a show, which I wouldn't have been able to do had I been as busy as I usually am. And that in itself was divine. And so, whilst, yes, I've been on this roller coaster and it's felt a bit messy today, the divinity is still there. It is still in those moments. So, anyway, tap in. How are you feeling today? Are you divine? Are you messy? Are you somewhere in between? Are you swinging from one to the other? What can you acknowledge about your own internal emotional state? Get curious with it. Pretend it's your inner toddler or an actual toddler who needs just a bit of love, a bit of care, a bit of consideration, and a whole lot of nurturing. So, I will mention my book, Divine Messy Human, is now available at www.amandakate.com.au, which I have put in the comments. So if this video has resonated, please like it, share it around. Sending lots and lots of love to you today. I hope you have a great day, even if it is a bit messy. All right, bye.